So here's something I've learned over the last couple of days is a lot of you have questions about buying a home. And I'm on a mission. Let's educate. I've had 5 conversations with people that don't know where to start in the home buying journey. Here's step 1. I think I'm going to do a series of this. Step 1 is pulling up your pay stubs and your W-2s. Pay stubs for the last 30 days, W-2s for the last 2 years. Okay? And then what you're going to do is identify what is your monthly budget for a mortgage payment. Okay? What are you paying for rent right now? Is that comfortable? Are you comfortable with that payment? Next, what do you have saved up for the down payment on a home? Do you have money saved for the down payment on a home? And then third is your credit score. What is your credit score? Pull up all those apps, Experian, Credit Karma, all of that. Get an idea in your head of where your credit score is at. Okay, so today we're gonna start with that. Tomorrow, we'll go over some basic stuff of qualifications. For now, let's start with this. Let's get the mindset right. Okay, what did we talk about? I already forgot, okay? But to recap, I'm kidding, I didn't forget. I didn't forget in what order I did say it, but I know what I just said, okay? So we're gonna look at your income. We're gonna look at the money you have saved, and we're gonna look at your credit score. So look at all that information, set it aside, look in the captions. I'll put more information. Income, there really isn't a number, okay? And the reason there isn't a number is you have a car payment, I got no car payment, you have no car payment, I have a car payment. We're all different, every single one of us. The average car payment right now is, I think it was like $731 or $571, one of the two. So that's why there isn't a number. We can't really sit here and tell you, $60,000 is what you need. You cannot. Unfortunately, you cannot. Now, if you have no debt, then we can give you a rough idea based on, having a conversation based on your pay stub, your income, what's your, hourly rate, what's your salary, what's your pension, depending on the source of income you got coming in, right? So now, money saved. How much money do you have for the down payment? So I got off the phone. Sorry, that's the another guy. Got off the phone just now with a client that she was ready to buy a house over a year ago, and she was disappointed because the loan officer in the beginning told her, the down payment is X, and halfway through the contract, they had already done the inspection, they had already done the appraisal. She hits her up talking about you need an extra literally said $8,000 more, right? And unfortunately, I had to tell the client, I'm like, that actually sounds about right because of the following reason. The down payment on a home, when you hear 3%, 3.5%, 5%, 20%, when you hear those numbers, primarily more of the minimum down payment, you're gonna see that that's just the minimum down payment to get a loan. And damn it, I'm going into what I said I was going to do tomorrow. But anyways, this is very important information. So in your mind, when you hear down payment, minimum down payment on certain programs that do require down payment, first time home buyers, we got conventional, we go with 3% as of September 2023. We got FHA loans at 3.5%. Again, if you're looking at a home and do the math, if you're looking at $300,000, 3%, that's $9,000, right? So that is the minimum investment. That's the minimum down payment to get into the home. There is other things, okay? There is closing costs. There's the lender fees. There is escrow, which is a combination of your property taxes, your home insurance. Those things are also expenses that are passed on to you, and they are not financed. You cannot finance those items onto the new home loan. meaning that someone has to pay for that. Right now in Arizona, Maricopa County specifically, and I'm pretty sure it's probably nationwide, but in Arizona specifically, we can negotiate. If a home has been sitting for a little bit, you can ask your real estate agent, or I'm going to tell, if you're working with me, I'm going to tell your real estate agent, how much in concessions do I need them to negotiate for you to cover the closing costs. Now, this isn't guaranteed, right? It is a conversation. A negotiation is a simple conversation that human beings or people are having to see. Pick us up there. Simple conversation, negotiation, simple conversation of you asking the other person that you're buying something from, a home in this situation, that you will consider their offer if, with the certain condition of them paying certain concessions. FHA, we can go up to 6% in seller concessions. Conventional, we could go up to 3%, and there's a loan to value depending on the amount you can put that you put down. There's certain restrictions on that. But FHA, you can go up to 6% with the minimum 3.5%. You know what 6% is on 300,000? Just do the math, right? You get a ton of money. Now, it doesn't make any sense to ask for too much. Well, actually, it costs a little bit to get in it, a lower interest rate now. So it could benefit you. But you don't want to take advantage of that, though, because if you're offering, 300,000 and you go in deep 6%, you're asking that seller to take $18,000 off of their bottom line. So the likelihood of them saying yeah to that is probably unlikely. So you got to strategize. This is what we really need. Let's go for it, right? So anyways, that was a very long talk about how much money you have saved. And lastly is your credit score. Now, these apps are going to be 100% accurate. They're going to be higher, they're going to be lower, but have an idea where your credit score is very, very important. If you're in the 700 on all these applications, guess what? You should have high credit scores. You should be good. Now, if you have, below 600 on all these applications, that gives you an idea that we may need to work on your credit. Now, when you work with me, we automatically do what's called a soft pull. What that means is we take a look at all three credit bureaus, we pull all the data, all the debts, all the three scores, and it does not impact your score. Now, we cannot get loan approval with a soft pull, but it gives us an idea of where you're at. And if you are, today's example of the young lady that came up with $8,000, we had to do a what if simulator. Basically what that means is I need a certain credit score to qualify for certain programs, and I literally submitted this through my credit vendor, and it told me if you pay these three debts off, the likelihood of your score going up to the 640 that you need is about 97% chance. So instead of gambling and figuring out what to pay off, what to do this, I do that for my clients to make sure that they have a plan, a strategy. I don't need you to go pay off all of it, but based on this simulation, you give me these three receipts of these three debts that I've just asked you to either pay down, or in this situation is we're paying off 2 credit cards and paying down the balance on another one. And as soon as she gets me those receipts, we're going to do what's called a rapid rescore, meaning that my credit vendors then going to go to the credit bureaus and demand that they update that. Typically, that takes approximately 30 days when you're working with a lender, if they are willing to do the rapid rescores, because it costs some money, you can get that updated within about 5 business days. So there you have it. I went on a full-on rant because I want to educate more people that want to buy a house, okay? People are going to buy that house, and if that's going to be you, I want you to follow this channel and follow me on YouTube, follow me everywhere, and I'm just going to give you information on what to look out. And I can't believe it's been literally almost 10 minutes of me rambling about this. So I hope you found this valuable. Leave a comment below with what questions you have. And I cannot believe, I'm telling you, over the last 4 days, I cannot believe I'm not educating more of you. right? Because this specific case, well, actually, yeah, this specific case, I had a conversation with her, had an appointment. We did a DICE discovery call on Saturday, and come to find out in my discovery call that her rent payment is going from $2,000 to $2,300 for an apartment. Guys, there is so, like, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't care what anybody says. Like, ask questions. Ask questions. There is down payment assistance programs. I have mixed feelings about them because they do come in with the higher interest rate. But if you don't have alternative options, I think you should be looking at those. Period. So, anyways, again, I hope you like this message and this information. I gotta go. It is Muay Thai Tuesday for my kids, not me. And yeah, peace.